People are gathered to remember and honor our veterans. We are all proud to be Americans that live in a free society made up of many people from many walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here before us and in cemeteries throughout this nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free. We shall not forget you. We shall remember. Today, many of you here are veterans of wars and conflicts. This nation has always been the first to stand up for the freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered the call and served your country well. We are here today to say thank you, and we are honored to know you. At this time, I'd like the veterans to please raise your hand. Thank you. There are many men and women serving in today's, in all of the branches of the military, here at home and in places far away that most of us have never even heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe. At this time, I'd like to turn the mic over to the Director of Veteran Services for the City of Quincy, George Nicholson.
Quoting our 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, his quote is that freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on to them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it once was like in the United States where men were free. Quote. Today we show a united front of gratitude and respect across the United States of America as we remember the fallen and we honor those who served and their families and teach, hopefully, the next generation the value of freedom. Now we'd like to begin with the wreath-laying ceremony. Honor guards, please prepare to present arms. Representing the United States Army, laying a wreath on behalf of that service, we have Specialist Tasha Blondie. Representing the United States Marine Corps, Phil Doucette. And now Hospital Corpsman First Class Leah Manna will lay a wreath on behalf of those serving the United States Navy. Laying a wreath in memory of those who served in the United States Air Force, Master Sergeant Paul McCadden. To the United States Coast Guard, Senior Chief Chip Melleby. In memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marine, Bob Lewis. And now, in honor of the 93,129 United States servicemen from all branches of the service, whose last known status was either prisoner of war or missing in action, these individuals have never returned to their families and homes, and we shall not forget you. Laying the wreath in their honor, Mr. Robert Noble. And at this time, we would also like to remember, honor, and respect all of the Gold Star families, Blue Star families, our first responders, the uniformed service members who were in the United States Public Health Service, Commissioned Corps, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, Commissioned Officers Corps. Color Guards, order arms. Some of you were here last year when we did this. This was the only place in the city where we held this ceremony last year. And people asked why you weren't doing any of the other cemeteries. Well, this was a first attempt. You gotta walk before you can learn to run. We walked very well last year. And because of that, and he was taken aback by it himself when he saw it, our mayor also came up to me and said, why can't we do all of them next year? And my response to that was, oh, I guess we are. And we will. At this moment, at all the cemeteries in the city, we have people standing by to go ahead at noontime. And it's like anything else that involves the city, its veterans, and the memories we have for all of them. Their biggest advocate in this city is our own, the Honorable Mayor Thomas P. Cope.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, George, and the other George is up at Pine Hill. Thank you, Christine, for really challenging us as a community to do the right thing. Thank you to all those who have supported her. I'm joined here today along with wonderful citizens of our city, but we have some other electeds here. City Councilor Noel DeBona, City Councilor Nina Liang, and City Councilor David McCarthy, all very supportive of all we do for our veterans. You know, this is one of our most historic cemeteries. This was consecrated in 1855, and it's historic in many ways because of those who are buried in here. But its hallowed ground, its sacred ground, is so because of the veterans who were buried here. The service they provided. Never a hesitation, stepping up and serving their nation at the time when called. I join you as a citizen. My dad was a World War II vet over there. an uncle, a Korean War vet, died from his injuries over there. A brother, a Vietnam era vet, buried on the front side. This is a special place and a unique place. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous setting for a cemetery. But we're here to really honor those loved ones. Some of us are here because they have a loved one buried here. Others are here out of respect and love of the veteran. For whatever reason, we're all here doing the right thing for our veterans. We're laying a wreath on those graves, and the wreath is symbolic. Certainly growing up as a Roman Catholic, we were taught by the nuns the symbolism of the wreath in the circular form, reminding us about our Creator. There was no beginning, there was no end. And though we have an end to our life's journey, we believe that our journey here on earth is only the beginning. And we now pray that all of those buried here, particularly those veterans who served, are now enjoying their life eternal with our Creator in heaven. So may God bless their souls, and may God continue to bless our veterans as they serve all across the globe, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, Chris, you've got to hand them the instructions. You do the taps.
Mayor, thank you so much for those beautiful words, and thank you again, everybody, for coming out today. I have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker, who is Bob Notch, who is a Quincy resident, and I met a few months back this past year. Bob Notch has been the Program Development Officer at Brighton Marine, and is passionate about serving uniformed service members, veterans, and their families. In addition to his role at Brighton Marine, he also is very involved in the Veteran Network community. Please welcome Bob Notch.
Thank you. So I want to start with first thanking Christine and the group of volunteers to help make this event possible. So they brought Wreaths Across America to Quincy. They expanded it from just this cemetery last year to all cemeteries in Quincy. Over 7,000 wreaths this year. And what you've done with that volunteer help in that short amount of time is amazing. So thank you. I also want to thank Mayor Koch and the City Council and all the city staff for the direction and support behind the program. I saw the cemetery staff out here this morning at 7 a.m. already moving boxes out. I know that was just part of many trips that they've done throughout the cemetery this past week to get set up. So thank you for your efforts here. And then lastly, I want to thank all of you for showing up today, braving the weather to come out for this event of honor and remembrance. My first Wreaths Across America event was in 2011. I was stationed at the Pentagon and went to Arlington National Cemetery to do the wreath laying there. And for me and many others there, it was a profound and moving experience to see row upon row of headstones, each with a simple wreath lying against it. It is my pleasure to be with you here today to bring that honor to the sons and daughters of Quincy. So Christine asked me to talk a little bit about my Army career and service beyond transition. I'll keep it brief because the focus of my military service is really on the people. So of my 27 years, you need to know that those who serve today are some of the finest our country has to offer. We demand much of them at a very young age, whether active duty or reserve and guard. All agreed to put their life on the line, defend our freedom as laid out in the Constitution of the United States the same as those we honor today. As a leader in the Army, I was taught this saying: mission first, people always. It is recognition that our focus should be on successfully completing the mission we are assigned, while understanding that the most critical element in accomplishing that mission was to ensure that each individual was physically and mentally prepared to do their job. These days I work for a nonprofit and volunteer at several more, all focused on supporting military and veteran families, caregivers, and families of the fallen. It is my joy each day to focus on that mission. I cannot think of a better responsibility than keeping those individuals in my mind first and always. People first, people always. Contrary to what you may see, read, and hear, veterans are not broken. But like anyone else, we need help from time to time at different points in our lives. And some need more help than others. Our goal is to find them and help them when they reach those transition points in their lives. At Bright Marine, our web-based coordinated care network currently connects 34, soon to be 39 organizations that serve military and veteran families and ensures that no one falls through the cracks. A few of these organizations are resident on our campus, where we are building 2 separate veteran-focused housing projects. The first is 102 units of affordable and workforce apartments, studio to 3-bedroom, and all below the market rates in Boston. The second is 25 individual apartments for formerly homeless male veterans. Locally, we have been working with Ben at Father Bill's to help those veterans in transitional housing here to find a permanent home in Boston. Our intent is to simplify the process of searching for assistance for providing easy access to multiple services at one location. And we understand that it can't be done alone, and more importantly, we feel that it should not be done alone. We have partners in every aspect of service: Wind Companies and Soldier On for housing, Mass Military Heroes Fund for families of the fallen, our very own Paul Prefontaine here from American Legion, Nickerson Post, and many others. We strive to leverage the expertise and experience of trusted partners and empower them to make a bigger impact on the lives of our military members and veterans. It's right and important that we provide the support to the 1% of the population that's currently serving and the 7% of the population who are veterans, while we can still impact their lives. But it is just as important to honor those who have passed. We are a country involved in conflict in multiple locations across the world, and our deployed service members face danger every day. But not all those who are lost were in combat. Training and day-to-day operations remain dangerous endeavors. Just over a week ago, we lost several service members and DoD civilians at Pearl Harbor, Pensacola, Fort Story, Virginia, and central Minnesota. They are also in our thoughts and prayers. Today we show that a grateful city remembers the service of those that serve no more. Thank you for being here. Thank you for remembering and honoring those who have served. As you place a wreath today, I ask that you take a moment to read the name on the marker and say a quiet thank you.
Okay, before we begin laying the wreaths, I have just a few things to say. Please take your time. This is not a race. We finished so fast last year. We were done in an hour and 15 minutes. We have time. Take your time. Take in this experience and truly thank and read those names. Read the veteran's name and thank them for their service. Boxes of wreaths have been placed throughout the cemetery. I'm going to ask the family members that have a designated wreath for their family member to please, you can go now to the area that your family member is buried, and there will be boxes there, and you can place your wreath now. Family members. This year, we're going to stick to 2 wreaths per person so that everybody has the opportunity. You can make multiple visits, but on your visit, you're only going to get 2 wreaths. As a reminder, after all these wreaths are placed, we do have a cleanup day. That cleanup day is January 25th, 2020. It's a Saturday. Please come and join me again. Yes. 10 a.m. Before, I just want to say we have some great sports teams from our high schools here. I think the hockey team is here, both girls and boys. Are you over there, hockey, or is that football? Hockey. Way to go, hockey. Thank you for coming today. We have kids from Broadmeadows here. Let's give it up for the kids from Broadmeadows. All the kids here, high school, college, whatever grade you're in, thank you for coming. Quincy Department of Veteran Services, thank you so much. Cohane Funeral Homes, the Rural Lodge of Quincy, Quincy Firemen's Union, Quincy Patrolmen's Union, Bluefin Robotics. Is there anybody here from Bluefin General Dynamics? Hi, thank you so much for coming. Quincy Mutual. Where's Quincy Mutual? Thank you for coming today. M&S Auto, thank you so much for your support this year. The Tunnel Workers Union, Stephen V. Barrett Memorial Fund. Where is Mr. Barrett? I know he's here. John T. Austin Memorial Fund, Commonwealth Insurance, Manic Contracting, Quincy Credit Union. Way to go, Quincy Credit Union. And we would not be able to do this without the cemetery crew. So thank you to the cemetery. Scott Logan, you run a tight ship. Thank you so much. If I'm ever looking for a job, I hope maybe you'd hire me because I think it's great that you do so much here. It's just fantastic. The police department, and they did so much for us this week. Just everybody, thank you. This is so, it's beautiful to see all of you here. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Before you set out on this individual, very personal act of tribute that you are about to engage in, let us start that with one more memorial honor in behalf of all of those that we are about to honor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, playing of taps. Again, just a reminder, the slopes are going to be wet and slippery. Please watch your steps. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Amina Corey. You say Amina Corey? That was a really good goal.
William Smith. I'll put it. Here, put it up here. Good job, guys.
Right there, Callie. What's the name?
Robert Betts.
Mm-hmm. What do you say? There's two hands. There you go. Can you read the year?
November 8th, 1952.
And what war?